think this is a good conversation starter on how to navigate relationships and money. I was tagged in this Reddit thread and I wanted to bring it to y'all. So this woman says, my boyfriend, who's 31, wants to charge me rent. My sister thinks he's acting like a landlord. Does this undermine our relationship in any way? She says, I'm 29 and my boyfriend is 31, and we've been together for nearly a year now. We're at a point where we're planning for me to move into his place. Everything has been going great, but recently an issue popped up and I wanted to get some opinions on. My boyfriend has mentioned that he'd like me to pay half the rent at market rate when I move in, also cover all the utility bills. While I'm generally okay with this arrangement, my sister seems to think that this is a bit odd. She's concerned that he's acting more like a landlord than a boyfriend. I do earn significantly more than he does, so financially it's not a problem for me. The thing is, my boyfriend owns his house outright and doesn't have any mortgage or debt. So my sister's argument is that it's not like he needs the extra money, and she finds it strange that he'd want to treat me like a tenant. I'm not personally bothered by the idea. In fact, I see it as a fair way to contribute since I'm moving into his place and it's rent money he would have earned otherwise. I don't think it's a big deal as this arrangement makes me feel financially independent, but my sister's opinion has started to make me wonder if this is a more unusual situation than I thought. Is this kind of arrangement normal in any other relationships? Are my sister's concerns valid? I appreciate any insights or advice you might have. My thoughts to this is absolutely not. This is not a good plan because the only thing that they are discussing is the money aspect. And when a woman and a man live together, it's just more likely than not that the domestication, the house caretaking, the organization, all of that is going to typically fall on the woman. So they talk about the finances, but where are we talking about who's going to cook and clean, who's going to do all the grocery shopping? Because he's going to tap into those resources for her. But since they don't show up on a balance sheet in the bank account, it's like it doesn't happen. But those are the things that women bring that are valuable. So I absolutely do not think, especially since he has bought the house outright, that it's fair for her to be paying market value rent and all of the utilities. Because if he were to have had a roommate move in, cool, he would be making rent. But if he has a roommate coming in, how are they splitting up the caretaking of the house, the chores, and all of that good stuff? And if a person moves in, that person is splitting utilities, not paying them 100%. So I absolutely do not believe that this is a fair arrangement. And I do not believe that. I think that he's taking advantage of the fact that she makes more money. Now, this goes back to talking about the fact that women have got to stop sharing how much money they make with men, period. And I know that shacking up and thinking along those terms, a lot of women are absolutely no, 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 don't do it. But you guys can weigh in on your opinions on that. I don't have a very strong opinion on it. Maybe I don't think it's that great of an idea, especially this at this stage. They're not talking about any commitment. And I already think that he is trying to mine her for resources, to take her money and like I said, it's the domestication, the chores, the organization, all of the emotional labor tends to land on a woman. So that's where I land on it. Now, for the people that are just watching and this is getting too long, go ahead and chime in. For the other folks, I'm about to read some of the comments. I absolutely agree with this. This is the woman who tagged me on Reddit. And yes, I am BurbNBougie on Reddit as well. So if you guys want to tag me, I'm not on there often, but I will eventually see the tags. So this woman, Anxious Summer, says, it's almost like you'd be paying him to be his girlfriend. I've seen the comments asking about if and how domestic labor would be split, so I won't go into too depth, but think about it. If you are entering his home and paying half the rent and full utilities to cook, clean, and sleep with him, you would have less claim. You would have less claim to the home than a renter. than a renter would, as you would not have your own room. You just have to trust that he wouldn't kick you out if the relationship ends. If that's an accurate portrayal of how things would shake out, he'd essentially be getting paid to have a maid, chef, and wife. He would be profiting in every aspect from you moving in with him, and no doubt justifying it in his head because it's fair. You make more money than him. It's almost like he ran the numbers and wants to see how to best level out your bank accounts. Absolutely what I think. I didn't read this in depth, and I haven't gone through all of the comments. So I don't know if the OP has chimed in about the chores and all that kind of stuff. But what I know is that anybody can say, "Yes, we will cook and clean equally. Yes, I can make my own doctor's appointments. I can do all this all by myself. I am adult. Yay, go adulting." But when push comes to shove and the rubber meets the road, who's really going to be doing all that? Let's be effing for real. Who's really going to be doing all that? Okay, so this person says she says she earns significantly more than him, and this sub usually advises splitting the cost proportionally. And then this person says, yeah, but 100% of the utility they both use and rent that he doesn't have any fair costs. It's mooching. Absolutely, this is mooching because he's not like he's paying a mortgage, and a renter would be paying half of the utilities, not all of the utilities. This next person says, plus, if you're going off net worth monthly income, he owns the house. Frankly, the idea of nickel and diming my partner like this is a huge turnoff. Like, just share finances. Absolutely. I don't. Yeah, I don't think that this is a cool arrangement, but you guys can weigh in. This person says, I don't advise on sharing finances with a boyfriend. It gets very messy for breakups. Wait until marriage for that. Like I said, I am not, I know some people are like, absolutely no shacking up. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You guys go ahead and tell me what you think on that. This person says, sharing expenses makes sense, though, if you live together, and is a good first step to seeing how you guys handle money together. And then the next person says, sharing expenses, yes, not paying rent to your partner. That's dumb, especially if you're paying the utilities too. So you guys go ahead and chime in. Do you think this is fair? You think that this is a great setup for this woman? Y'all chime in. I don't think that this is a good plan. This message is sponsored by me and my new book, Ashy Men Will Make You Fat, a petty self-help guide. You guys go ahead. You can find my book at BurbNBougieShop.com. That's BurbNBougieShop.com. And yes, I put a commercial in my video because this is my account. Anyways, if you want if you want to laugh, if you want a petty self-help guide, there you go, BurbNBougieShop.com. Like, comment, share.